Right. Hello viewers. Today is a great day in the sense that we are going to do a good video on Kerala, one of our leading states in terms of development and different achievements. As we all know, Kerala is special and great in literacy, in progressive outlook, and in terms of dominance of the left and communism. And because of the dominance of leftism, communism, other parties also try to behave. For example, Congress also behaves, more performs more progressively compared to its performance in other states. And Kerala, as we know, is internationally popular because for the first time communist government came to power in 1957 and it ran for 2 years under the leadership of Namboothiri Pal. So from then onwards, actually, great things have been achieved in Kerala. So I don't know. We don't have time to take up different things, but there are certain things which we have to concentrate and focus, particularly in the field of agriculture and agrarian sector. Kerala achieved a lot. Particularly comes the way and method in which the Kerala government implemented land reforms. Although the land reform programs in India was framed by the Congress party under the leadership of the then President, Gandhi and this thing, P.S. Appu, many states, including Kerala, West Bengal and Karnataka under the leadership of Devaraj, implemented land reforms very seriously and sincerely. So, land reforms was implemented particularly during the period of early 80s up to 87 or 88 in Kerala. And then many people, particularly landless people, and those who are tenants, they are called Kudikadappakars or like Bargadars in West Bengal, were also given pattas in the lands which they cultivate. So this is the big achievement in Kerala that was done. So I think to start with, I request Professor Jose George to express his opinions how this was done and what is his opinion on the achievements in agrarian sector. Maybe after some time, after his explanation on this matter, I will ask some questions on other sectors. Thank you. So kindly take up.
Thank you, Professor Eashvaraiah. This is a great honor and getting an opportunity to speak about the developments in the Kerala and in comparison with the other states and what way Kerala is different, probably that is required. Before going into the progressive step taken by the Kerala, we have to know slightly the background of that. About 125 years before, probably in 1892, our Swami Vivekananda traveled all over India and he finally came to Kerala. And he has seen the discrimination, caste discrimination, social discrimination, all of these things. He declared, categories as a lunatic asylum, what sort of country, what sort of society is there. And Kerala is such a backward, untouchability, unseeability, other place untouchability, they have to keep a distance, caste-wise they have to keep a distance from the upper class. And he is a lunatic asylum, human beings are not living. From that onwards, another 100 years, Kerala made a long leap forward. The reason is that the social reforms movement in other parts of India, say in Maharashtra, West Bengal, some part of Tamil Nadu, even Andhra Pradesh, started been earlier also. For example, Phule Ambedkar movement started in Maharashtra area, Bombay, United Bombay area, earlier than that. Rajaram Mohan Roy, other movement in West Bengal. In Tamil Nadu also, E.V. Ramaswamy Naikar and prior to that. Actually, these movements started earlier. By that, Kerala was not even started. Since the time this Swami Vivekananda came, then the great movement, reform movements started. And reform movements initiated by people belonging to the lower caste. That was more important. Rajaram Mohan Roy, other places, probably those who are elite section started. For example, Iyengali in Kerala, he was from a Dalit or a SC background, agricultural labor, or say it's a caste which belong to slave caste, you can say that. And he started a movement by the agriculture worker laborers are organized. He was south part of Trivandrum, and he organized them. His child was not allowed to go to the school. He was permitted to join that. And he made a hue and cry, my child should be admitted, and if you are not admitting Dalit children, we will boycott the agriculture work there. And he organized them, they boycotted them. Finally, they had to accept that they had to be given. With that movement started. That is from a Iyengali from a Dalit background. Next person is Sri Narayana Guru. Probably all viewers know that. Sri Narayana Guru belongs to the relatively OBC, Eashvaraiah caste. Eashvaraiah caste, great reformer. And Chattapi Samuel, several others are there. That movement started in 1890s, earlier part of 20th century. That was coming up to, say, 1930s. I make a difference here. The movement started Phule Ambedkar in West Bengal and all. It stagnated after that. Nobody was there to carry forward the reforming effect of that. On the other hand, by Sri Narayana Guru, Iyengali, that student, by 1930s, 40s, the peasant movement and trade union movement became very strong. Whatever reforms initiated, that is carried forward by the communists there. Initially, they started working among the Congress party itself, Congress Socialist Party. Congress Socialist Party, for example, the first Chief Minister of Kerala, EMS Namboodiripade, All India Joint Secretary of Congress Socialist Party. They are openly there. Congress, they converted into socialist, functioning that. Even though Communist unit was formed in 1937, formed by 4 people in Calicut only. But they are silent. By the time EMS Namboodiripade, A.K. Gopalan, P. Krishna Billa, K. Damodaran, they are founders of communist movement. They practically converted the Congress Socialist Party by 1913. They declared majority has become Congress Socialist Party, and majority of them converted into Communist Party of India. So by 1930 and 40, you see a situation. That's a part of national movement. That's a part of independence movement. That was led by the Congress Socialist Party, practically led by the Communist Party. The movement started by Iyengali, Sri Narayana, carried forward the communist peasant movement and trade union movement in Alappuzha part of Kerala. So that is a different, and that was carried forward. Actually, the peasant movement, Karshaka Tholali, Agriculture Workers Union, All India Kasa Union, they started in 1930s, carried forward, and that was become a momentum. They thrown in 1957. Kerala was formed in 1956. All the 3 regions, Travancore, Cochin and Malabar. Malabar was a part of the Madras state. When it was united, you know that United State Reorganization Commission report, and Andhra is known for that. O.T. Sri Ramalu led the movement, and finally Kangas Rai, he died. But that time it was a big movement. So that Vishal Andhra movement, Aikya Kerala movement, other movements started, this started. And this was part of independence movement. When after independence also they continued, that movement for linguistic formation of state. It has, you know, that in Andhra, Kerala, these are two places it got its momentum, and Tamil Nadu, of course. And this entire movement, mass, they had, first of all, they are the communists are the leadership, the independence movement, freedom struggle, carried forward even after that. And 1940s, you have seen a big struggle, agitation of farmers in northern Kerala, Kayur, Karivellur. So many people are sacrificed, they are killed by the government. And that movement, momentum, agriculture brigades, and by the time 1956, Kerala Communist Party formed. They have a party conference was there prior to the All India Congress of Communist Party. They are formed. Actually, the policy line was given there, and they said that this they come to power. These are the point of this thing they are going to implement. That draft was made, and based on that manifesto in 1957, Communist Party went alone with the help of this thing, and for probably. They say that in the history of parliamentary history of any country for that matter, communists coming through ballot in a democratic system, or say in the bourgeois democracy for the first time coming, they got majority. 60 Communist Party members and 5 were independent, supported by them, 65, and they formed a ministry. And what they said, the party program was different. The first press conference, press people asked EMS Namburipat, first Chief Minister of Kerala, are you going to implement the Communist Party programs in Kerala? No. We are working within the framework of this constitution. It has limitations. We are going to implement whatever announced by the Congress Party. Congress announced that we are going to have land reforms, land to the tillers, agriculture workers will be protected, minimum wages to be given, police will not there, and tenancy will be abolished, and hutman tenders, that is Kudigada he mentioned earlier, they cannot be evicted. That Congress declared policy only we are going to implement. We cannot implement a communist program or policy that later on we will do. So that whatever we are going to do is Congress policy is there, and stick to that. Immediately after coming to power, immediately declare that no eviction. Nobody should be evicted from the tenancy land. First one, that is for the farmers. Secondly, no hutman tenders. Hutman tenders freely living in the land also. They should not be evicted. And a progressive agrarian relations bill was brought in. But agrarian relations bill informed such a way that included frame, and the governor has sent it to the assent of president. But they also say it is affecting land reform, also coming into the concurrent list, this thing, because plantation was also included in the land reform.
Right.
When plantation includes, plantation is industry, it's not agriculture. Since industry is coming under concurrent list or union list, so we cannot allow, so it should be referred to that. Then it is going to the referred to the president, which means to the minister, and they said that if plantation is included, industry is included, that should not be come there. You cannot, because industry there are laborers are working, the trade unions are there, is functioning as industry. There cannot be plantation, cannot be cut into pieces. You cannot implement this one. Then finally no option, but the plantation was excluded. With that means plantation included. Now looking back, thousands of acres are exempted from putting ceiling and not available for distribution of this one, excluding that. And by that time also they are delaying tactics started. And more than that, 3 bills introduced by the EMS Namburipat ministry. First one, land reforms bill. Second was education bill. Education. Third was police policy. There's a land reforms, I said, nobody should be evicted, followed by agrarian relation bill. And education bill said that it was unaided institutions working, whether Christian institution, Muslim institutions, Nair Service Society or individuals. They have their own salary institutions. The salary they pay in a packet. They sign for something. Salary there. They go home and open the packet. They are not allowed to. Whatever they signed, so suppose 500 they signed, we go home and sign, envelope only 100 rupees there, 150. That way they are cheating. Then Professor Mundasheri was the first education minister, and he initiated the bill. And most of these things, education colleges and schools were operated by Catholic Church, Latin Church, Nair Service Society, Eashvaraiah, that community, Muslim Education Society, and which they said that government is going to give direct payment. Direct payment also means that government has control in recruitment. Mundasheri declared all teachers will be given direct payment, then we will be there. That agitated all of them. Their main source of income is going to be cut. The land reforms, they are going to lose the land, and the slaves are not available for free labor, because once a roof over their head and land to call this on, they cannot be evicted. They become much more bolder. They'll become bargain both agricultural labor and tenants, and that also reflect in the trade union. So these third bill, police policy. What earlier used to do that, always police used to support the landlords, the owners of industry, or such elite people. They intervene at a call, they'll come and they beat them up. No agitation is possible. And Namboodiripad government declared that police is neutral. It's a problem between the owners and the laborers. We are neutral, we will not interfere. Police is to law and order. That also agitated all these people. Because once police is there, they cannot manage their gunda. Police was on behalf of landlords, industrialists, Catholic bishops, or this one. And these policies, they are so much annoyed that they started a parallel movement agitation. That is not against the EMS ministry. EMS ministry, they say that in the center of police policy, but they said that cell rule was done. The Communist Party was organized in cells or branches. A cell is interfering in police policy, and they are agitating. And the education, they wanted to nationalize the education started by these people, mainly the religious-based institution. They wanted to nationalize it, and they want that. And third thing is, landlords are going to be evicted. They want to take over possibly this land. In the name of law, they started agitation. They did not say openly that. This agitation, their main policy is that these should not be implemented. They're making all gardens intervening. And ultimately, normally, Jawaharlal Nehru was such a democrat, secular person, and he go very fair. But that time, 1959, it was Indira Gandhi. 1959. Yeah. 59, Indira Gandhi became Congress president. And Congress, once they started agitation, somewhere they started in the month of March 1959. It intensified by June, and taking an excuse, they tried to win over, purchase many MLAs. Even that time, lakhs of rupees was offered, but they didn't get a single MLA, single communist MLA. They couldn't get that. Even that time, 1950, the lakhs of rupees was a thing, and nobody was. Finally, they started agitation, overall agitation, in the name of failure of law and order, constitutional breakdown of Article 356. If the constitution, this breakdown take place, the central government can intervene on this thing. With the base of advice of Indira Gandhi, Congress president, and Jawaharlal Nehru was taken a assembly ministry having absolute majority. They are dismissed on the name of failure to maintain law and order, or so-called Article 356 Indian Constitution, failure of constitutional machinery. The first time that was somebody's absolute majority to this thing, undemocratic. It was done with the hand of Jawaharlal Nehru. He is a democrat. And this agitation by that, then in between they are intervening land reforms. They sent back, this thing is there. Land reform was sent for assent for it. It came back. I could not complete. Yes. And the ministry was dismissed. Ministry dismissed 1960. What has happened? In 1957, Communist Party won with 38% votes. I mean, other contest was there. In 1960 election, they got 4 more percent of votes, 42%. But 65, all parties, linguistic elements, caste elements, they came together. United Front. A United Front and contested in 1960. Communist Party was defeated. Even though they got 4% and more votes, all came together because if you have 50% only, then we can assure that. And what has happened? And then PSP, Praja Socialist Party, and Congress. Congress alone cannot make it. And Pattam Tandu Pillai was the leader of Praja Socialist Party, PSP. He was offered chief ministership. He was made the chief minister. Otherwise, they are not joining. PSP and Congress together formed a ministry, and 1960 there were reverse all the progressive work they have done by the ministry. Education bill they watered down, agrarian relations bill also they watered down, sent to them. Police started interfering in all activities. They are this thing. And 1960 to 62, Patan Honorable PSP person remained as chief minister. 1962, he was pulled down. He was sent as a governor of Punjab. Then R. Shankar, the leader of Congress party, he was made the chief minister. And this continued, watered out. By 1964, there was a split in the Congress. Then the later stories, I can say, this was the background, the first ministry was called.
Can you stop for some time?
Yeah.
Amma?
Thank you, Eashvaraiah garu. You have given me opportunity to participate in this talk given by Professor Jose George. See, the Kerala is a really different kind of state in Indian polity. Many variables are different actually. Many things are different in Kerala. Kerala is a very special state, we can say, in all respect. One is about the development, general development, social development, political development, cultural development. In all aspects, the Kerala is different. For example, the Kerala is having literacy. Very big, 100% literacy is there in Kerala. And the Kerala society is divided among different communities. For example, Muslims are in substantial number, Christians are in substantial number, of course Hindus are there, but even then the communal rights are not there in Kerala. It's totally absent in communal rights, and at the same time the political developments are also very conducive to the democratic movement. So in this context, I would like to ask Professor Jose George that the developments, whatever developments are taking place in Kerala, sometimes the other parties also ruling the state. In that, during that period, when other than communist coalition, other parties when are ruling, other coalitions are ruling, how the developmental works are getting affected, or how the social fabric is getting affected. Please throw some light on these areas.
This background, I should mention that as Professor Eashvaraiah gave a hint of that when Congress party has to take a relatively progressive stand there in the Kerala context. Because whatever initiatives are taken, that is supported, backed by people's movement. When land reforms was introduced, not through a legal procedure alone. 1940s, 1950s, 1960s. I told you that all through you can see a movement, implement it. Even from Kerala experience that even to bring progressive law reforms, you need a popular pressure, mass movement, mass pressure. Even to formulate some rules or initiate government to bring the rules. Once you implement it also, your government passed it, for its implementation also you need a popular movement. For example, in 1970, by the time land reforms amendment was passed in 1967 ministry, immediately after passing land reform amendment, I stopped there, it was passed. But that is that those elements, Congress elements could not tolerate that. They made a split in the 7-party coalition in 1969. 69, there's a split. A faction of CP was taken away, Samyukta Socialist Party was taken away, a faction of RSP was taken away with the support of Congress Party. Congress Party mainly the support by the landlords, other interests, and Kerala Congress. Kerala Congress also 64 there was a split in the Congress itself. One is Kerala Congress, another is Congress. In fact, all together came together and succeeded to make a split in 69, and EMS second ministry, which came into power in 90s, pulled down. And they going together, CPA and all together coming down, they formed a ministry with a C. Achyuta Menon, the CPA representative as a minister. Even to lead it, Congress is ready to make a sacrifice. For example, 1960, Pattan Thanamula PSP responded. Here, CP was only minority in the question, but CH1 was Chief Minister, actually running so by K. Karunakaran was the leader of this one. In 1970, they got the hint that land reams are not going to be implemented. Then, exactly in 1916 and December 14, big gathering of agriculture workers took place in Alapi, the stronghold of Agriculture Workers Union, and under the leadership of A.K. Gopalan, who was the opposition party leader and also All India Kisan Sabha president, AK's president. Big gathering, they declared that if Achyuthamenon ministry is going to implement it or not, the land reforms, from 1st January onwards, they take it granted that these land reforms bills with all peculiarity, that is any land above 15 acres. 15 acres is the ceiling limited. Anybody holding more than 15 acres, that will say it is implemented. And we see to it that Hatman dwellers having 10 cents in a rural area and 5 cents in the municipalities and 3 cents in the municipal corporation, they will have their own land or their own. And that hut, nobody can evict, and it is their own. And whether Achyuthamenon is going to implement, central government is going to give a permission or not, we take it for granted, we are occupying it. We are forcibly independent. And literally 1st January 1970, under A.K. Gopalan's leadership, they occupied surplus land in Trivandrum and all over the Kerala. And that was really implemented, and they did not. And such a big 1970 January 1st onwards. January 1st onwards, they took it that. And this already rule is there, and they implemented, they occupied forcibly. Nobody can do, police cannot do. Already some police was tamed by that time, 1957, 1961, police cannot intervene, and force on. People also got courage, some this thing. Once they tasted their power, and police cannot beat them up, and cadres are there to protect them, they also become bold. Whatever they say, even nothing good. So that literally agitation for surplus, occupying surplus land, literary movement, that continued for a year. And Achyuthamenon reluctantly, they are no option but to. They also take a progressive element. Congress also cannot, openly they cannot say that. And 1970 also see that Indira Gandhi as a progressive is Garibi Hatao, split in the nationalization, stopping privilege, all India have progressive space. So even also they cannot, in appearance they cannot want it, they are also supporting. So this movement actually brought in the land reforms. And unlike other parts of it, this left movement was going, penetrating to every walks of life. People science movement, teachers associations, and also literary progressive movements. Everywhere you can see that progressive, these elements, progressive elements, Communist Party carriers going and organizing it. They entrench all parts of society. Unlike you make a comparison with even Bengal also did not happen. And that is
just intervene here.
Okay.
See, the left movement everywhere, most of the places, the teachers' organizations are in the hands of left movement, left leaders only. So there is many UN reports, and AK Sen also, Amartya Sen also brought out many reports on education status in school education status in West Bengal. So his main findings were actually the association is not interfering any teaching quality of the teachers, quality teaching in the school level. So this actually is lacking in this. Actually, because of that, dropouts level is very high, and the school education is completely in crisis. That was the actual main finding in Amartya Sen. Whereas in Kerala, the same organizations are there, same leadership is there, left leaders are there. But what is happening in school education in Kerala? How the students are getting quality education there? That please elaborate that point clearly, sir, somewhat.
That I am elaborating. I told you 1957 education bill was brought in, and Professor Mundasheri Professor Mundasheri was the education minister. What was in 1960 on with this ministry, they watered down many of the progressive bills. They made that one part they retained, saying that direct payment for home government. But the appointment of teachers, they did such a way that the management will have a say, final say. Majority is there in such a way that. Which what has happened is 1960 onwards, bill is put by the government. Appointment is made by the manager, where the highest bidders are given the post. And that was a corruption going on. A corruption and this is a holy cow. Education institution started by Catholic and Protestant and Latin church group, even Idavas, Nayava, their group, this one. It's practically, you touch them, then all of them come together. All of them come together means left cannot survive. That's why 1967 left has to maintain tactics. Otherwise, all through they will be in opposition only. They cannot form a ministry. Whatever good things they have done. And that is continued for a long time. Even by 73 it has happened in colleges also. In 60 it was in school. 73 direct payment was introduced. That was the time of A.K. Antony was the chief minister. But same thing has happened. Payment given by the government, but practically recruiting control is within the same. And quality was affected in schools and this one. But in 2016, Pinarayi government came over it, and they did a policy, whatever may become, there is the popular support. They are going to reform the school education. They are going to make quality improvement and say that those who middle class others their children will come to the government schools, scientific schools. What is happening is that elite, this thing is English medium schools. This thing is hype is created. So anybody from middle class onward, even lower class also, that right level is to send to the that's a great thing. Money people there, and who will go to the government school? Only poorest one. Poorest one, they have no background at home, no study atmosphere. Their parents are educated. Even though atmosphere, even those school came, best people, teachers recruited are in government because they are public service commission. But the children going there, they have no interest, there no stake. Even fresh teachers try there 1 or 3 months, they say no point is there, and no parent teacher association is not there. And even if they work hard, it's not going to make any difference. They go, this thing is in 1960, 2016, Pinarayi that's promised that we are going to improve quality education. All the infrastructure facilities are going to be included. All they are going to make high tech. By that, they will attract ordinary students, middle class students to that. And by that, if middle class is going there, then parent teacher association, somebody taking interest in teaching, somebody will take care of this one, somebody is to supervise, and village will take over. It is the grammars of us, municipalities, they will look after parental. It is their property. And that has worked. And from 1960 onward, this report earlier, 1960, any report is that over 405 people left unaided institutions and joined this government school aided institution. And most of the middle class, they are here to pay big salary. And these English medium schools, quality teachers are not appointed. Anybody with graduation, they are given 4,000, 5,000. When the government with 4,000, how will you ensure quality? How will you continuity is there? Any job there? And even they cannot speak English also. So quality is there, but English is this thing. And now they have public service recruited people, quality people, stake is there, and that was made 5 lakh people, students, taken TC, transfer certificate from private schools and joined this week. And quality has gone up. Quality, and now 4 programs started by Pinarayi government in 1916. One of them was improving education. And also, as economist, you may be knowing, in the budgetary purpose, you cannot get too much money, surplus. So that Dr. Thomas Heiser, who was the chief finance minister, he invented a KINFI, Kerala Infrastructure Investment Fund Board. KIFI, Kerala Investment Fund Board. That is a fund created outside the budget. And by that, it is registered like a company, corporation something. Direct revenue. And from there mobilized. And KIFI generating fund. This is over a period of time, part of the tax from the petroleum petroleum goods, petrol, diesel, that to regularly go to this KIFI fund. And based on that fund, they borrow money from different financial institutions, foreign and thing. And over a period of time, 60,000 rupees for a small state like Kerala, 60,000 outside the budget. 60,000 crores rupees generated this by KIFI. And that has gone into Thomas Isaac and Pinarayi said that we are investing for the future. Schools invest, quality will go up and you will return. And literally they are saying, now whatever free, they used to be thousands of rupees they had to pay us. Now with this KIFI fund, other fund and generated their fund and taken our quality. You can see that 5-star very good schools with all facilities, computer facilities, these things. That's a big flow of people. Now there is a situation that many of the government schools cannot absorb. So many are coming. But there it is free and quality education, quality teachers are there. And that difference you are giving, that 5 years. And that was reflected. In the higher education, you are right. Still we have to start with it. Now you see all India contest. You can see Hyderabad University also. Yes. What is the number of students coming here?
Kerala, you mean?
Kerala, you mean.
Yes.
But their school education standard, quality they maintain. And that's the all India.
Are they from studied in government schools?
Government schools, aided schools, sir.
Let me, if we can interfere.
I will ask one more question. Another question. You see, the professor, those just another part of the social change, that is, you see, in other states actually the political dominance or cultural dominance or any other field relating to the culture or different aspects of culture other than education. So you will find dominance of elite sections only or elite castes only. Whereas in Kerala, what is the difference actually? Because the earlier CPM Chief Minister also is from Eashvaraiah community. That is actually known as a backward community. Even Pinarayi Ravi also is from a backward community. Pinarayi Vijayan, sorry. So the Pinarayi Vijayan is also from the same Eashvaraiah community. He is also backward community. So this kind of development you will not find in any part of the Indian society except in Bihar and some parts, sometimes in UP also. But what happened in Bihar and UP is you will not find any lower level differences. Means in that community or compared to that community, other communities, other backward communities have not come up with any remarkable level, we can say, or education wise or employment wise or any other social development indicators wise. They are not that much developed. It is a known factor to everyone. Whereas in Kerala, what kind of difference is there? Please just throw a light on this.
So I have given a background. This Ayyangali, Sri Narayana Guru, the reform started from the backward section, socially backward. Backward. And that even Maharashtra started by Ambedkar and then. But as I told you, there was continuity, it is carried forward by this one companies, and they become the backbone of the party movement. Irabas, they are the agricultural laborers, they are the small farmers, and SC, they are the real agriculture workers, trade union workers. Through unionization, politicization, organization, that was different. The persons are mobilized, and from there they throw up the leadership. Initially, EMS Namboodiripad was their leader from upper caste. Even P. Krishna Pillai, he was also from Raju. But later on, see that the leadership, second generation, they threw up the leadership because their backbone is there. And literally, as well, this made the difference. Hutman toilers, agriculture workers, everything, they have came to the leadership. And mass has thrown up a leadership, they have no control. And that is reflected there. Unlike other parts of other, even communist movement also I can say that. Communist movement, that is one of the criticisms say that. Still the leadership is from upper caste. Because such a mass movement, you throw up the leaders, that has really happened, and in that process, not to socially alone, you cannot annihilation of caste will not take place. For example, I can say that Dalits in Maharashtra, some of them got a facility of reservation and go to Delhi. But you go to the rural area, Dalits without money in their pocket to call the sum, they cannot assert. Their wages so low, so much is there, not assert that economically also will support it. In Kerala, because of trade union movement and also the land reforms created such a way that they all of them send them to schools. You won't see any child labor there. If a neighbor, if somebody is sending, even agriculture labor not sending the child to the school, yes, what nonsense you are doing? You have to send.
Not sending.
Why you are not sending? It's a response to the same. Why you are agricultural labor? Same thing. You are illiterate or semi-literate. You want to progress. That social pressure was built up. And again, library movement was there, literacy movement was there, and also this KSSP, Shastra Science, the People Science movement. All this social movement taken over. They created a sense that, and as I told you, Anna, a hut, roof to call themselves, and nobody can make this standard. Even now the surplus, the Kerala agricultural level wage is not coming down. When so much employment is there. When capitalists pay, if you have so much unemployment, then naturally wage will come down, but it's not happening. The social condition is that still wage rate. The latest report also, the Kerala agricultural level, other worker cattle level much higher than that. Is it 3 times more than that of the Baknera, the Mahatma Gandhi, whatever, the famous fixer. But they are not getting people like that. So, that social, and also if that pressure is there, even though I am a landlord, I am forced to have some human sense in me. How can I exploit my own person? It's inhuman. Others will point out what is there. When other states are there, even if you get 60 rupees, 100 rupees, nobody will bother. If somebody will ask, how can you give? You should be given 500, 600. What is the standard rate? They are forcibly there, and plus this interaction over it. And I can tell you, my generation, some discrimination is there. My mother used to say, which caste, which thing willing, how can you go with that polaya? He's of a lower caste, you will go see. But second generation, third generation, as a trend, most of them was given up, upper caste given up their surname. You cannot make out by their caste. And social condition is that children themselves, they don't know which caste they are belonging, which is there. And also they treated equally. If any Dalit is treated, he will be beaten up. That social consciousness, it means somebody has that hip in his heart. He cannot show it outside. That upward social mobility has happened. Upward economic mobility has happened. And education level has come. And this has thrown up the situation. That is the difference which made. Last part, something you said, I just forgot last part of your question.
Compared to the other states, for example, UP and Bihar, that the developmental fruits are not going to the backward communities. So the particular leadership was there. Of course, for some time, even this present Chief Minister is also from the backward community of Bihar Chief Minister. And earlier Chief Minister UP also from backward community. But the backward community is not actually got any fruits of the state government, that means any facilities, any extra upliftment of their communities. There is a problem actually. The uplift and the government benefits and government whatever leadership given to them is confined to only a small clique only. That is not happening in Kerala. That is one of the wonderful thing happening in Kerala.
That I explain. All other places a token representation. Somebody is made a president from a Dalit, token representation, as if they are already declared.
Another last question from my side. You see the present conditions. There is a general atmosphere is that BJP government is a majoritarian approach they are doing. Means they are focusing more and more on Hindu unity and isolating the other religion people. For example, Muslims and Christians and other religion people also they are isolated. So they are depending on the Hindu this thing, majoritarian
Hindu majoritarianism.
majoritarianism they are approaching. So this kind of virus, whether it is having any influence in Kerala society or not, that actually the contemporary issue. Please explain in that context also.
First part I saw the other parts of India, we have to give token representation. And the Prime Minister himself accused, I am not naming the leader. Leader is from Dalit community. And he made a speech in the parliament and said that my community did not benefit anything. They are still landless. They are suffering. After 10 minutes, Prime Minister brought a note. The person talking, yes, he may be. When he was started his social movement, what was his income? Now he was a multi-millionaire. He has estates, everything is there. Which means Dalit community, they made use of that opportunity and they progress. But their own community still remains there. But Kerala society, that pressure was there.
All.
Yeah, all. And also their vigilance was there. That was this one. The corruption which you see other parts of Kerala. Corruption is there. The body of corruption which you see other parts, it is not. They cannot go beyond a point. Corrupt. People are there, watchful. So which means large portion of laws you say, and Rajiv Gandhi himself made out of 100 paisa you spend, only 14 is going to
Yes.
for the
Not
people.
even 40.
1/4 is going.
Yeah.
So that means others are. But in Kerala it said that 40, conservative, 40 is going, 40. Here 1/4 is going, and if 40 is going. Conservative is going more than that. Even that 1/4 to 40, there is a difference of 26%. That much has gone into development, other activities, money is circulating, and that's why with less money and Kerala model of development was that with lesser income, more relative distribution has taken place. With us their level of thing has gone up, and the all social indicators of development you see on par with many of the European countries. The literacy rate, mother child, all right.
What I am saying is communal.
That I am saying. Now this democratization of society has taken place. Literally, democratization not token way. Now with the Muslims, Christians, Hindus, democratization has taken place some reason. Otherwise, Kerala society was the most suitable society for communal rights.
Yes.
Almost
Yes.
almost 27% of Muslims and Christians also, they almost form 47.
47%.
47% Hindus and Muslims.
Ah.
No, both Muslims and Christians
Yes,
put
yes.
together. And 27 are Muslim. Out of 47, 27 maybe Christian. 20% we Christians. It's ideal ground for this one. But Babar said nobody, even though Babariji Masvita, it was UDF government, it was Congress government. Still, the Marxist cadets, left cadets are there, take care of. Nobody will. We will protect the mosque. We will see that nothing will take place.
Recently there was some controversy on Shabarimala.
Shabarimala temple also, that is artificially they wanted to create. But that continued the travel thus. Ultimately the Congress, BJP got one seat in 2016 election when Pinarayi came to. Pinarayi to 21 election, always they claimed that they opened the account. They are going to increase their account investment. Pinarayi declared, whatever account they were, we are going to close it. One seat, you see to that it will be closed. And literally happened. They did not get a single seat when the seat was there. Such a campaign was made that, and they could not. That's why other methods they are using. So as you said that even BJP could not sit a single seat. And that is compensated by the governor now. The governor Arif Muhammad Khan is operating as a, and he is making all, creating all problems. And it's a continuation of the communal, I think this is a situation, democratic, that everybody is taking care of. And nobody can cross it. There is a certain democratic consciousness is built up. Even in Congress also. Congress also cannot appeasement beyond a point. Even BJP also. Beyond a point they cannot give a speech what they are giving in Gujarat.
Other than Kerala.
Other than Kerala. And as your beef festival was conducted, they opposed beef They'll have the festival. Who is going to? Hostels, openly do that. We are the gods. And they stop their cows rotating. We'll see. What we will do with that all cows, if a plow animal, ox, or this one, once they are old, what we will do? Are you going to buy all of them? No. Then we use it. And that is a poor people, that is a meat available. You want to cut off that, and parents, this is going to serve. What are you going to do with that? So that's a complete campaign. No BJP can come and say that stop beef eating. They will try it. So that democratic community, that is carried. But they are trying their level best different methods. They will try. And that is a Congress is not their opposition. Last outpost of BJP is Kerala. However, to destroy that, trying their level, but fighting back. Fighting back is Congress is also playing a that. I think that fight to continue, and Democrat, once society is democratized, it is certain election, communal person. Even a most communal person also cannot go beyond a point. He cannot raise that. I think that situation and the fight is continuing, and that is there. Anything I left out? So that was it. I think that made the difference.
Compared to very much Rajender Garu for raising some questions, and I also thank the lead speaker, today's lead speaker, Professor Jose George. In fact, I have rather benefited because from this I have focused more and more on agrarian sector. Particularly, I myself did my PhD on land reforms and the special ways and sincere this thing in which the Kerala left movement resulted in the implementation of land reforms. But at the same time, all is not so well. I think, particularly from the time of liberalization and globalization. Compared to other states, the implementation of different reforms has been very good. And towards leftist this thing, I think certain achievements have taken place, particularly in the field of medical and health. This thing, cooperativization has taken place. I hope Professor Jose George will throw light on that. But another this thing important is having implemented land reforms, distributed land to the landless, agricultural laborers, and then having given pattas to and the registration pattas, land ownership to the tenants. It appears to me that cooperativization in agriculture, as was hoped by the earliest agrarian committee like PSF committee, has not taken place, if I am correct, Professor Jose. In fact, in the field of agrarian reforms, the people who benefited from land reforms, distribution of land and distribution of conferring pattas and ownership to the tenants, I think they have also gone to some extent against communist communism, because of some problems that had arisen in the agriculture. For example, they had to pay more for the agricultural labor and some problems in the agriculture. This thing. That's why actually they also shifted to Congress. This has been brought out by Nasiter, who has done a book on these things, particularly, at least in that area, that is Palakkad. In fact, those who benefited from the land reforms, in fact, went against this thing. That is one thing. The other thing is, after the liberalization, it seems, which has been brought out by many scholars, and particularly you are, the person who you examined this thing, the cost of inputs has gone up so much that even if production take place, there won't be much benefit to the landowners, particularly the small farmers. So, what has the state done? And actually, in this, to what extent cooperativization of agricultural land would be helpful? In fact, that also sounds socialistic, in the sense that in cooperatives, there won't be individualized cultivation. The troubles also be not individualistic. Say, for example, small farmers, there is it has come out very well that many suicides have taken place among the small farmers. So, do you think that to avoid this, cooperativization of agricultural land to the extent possible would be very helpful? I think I would like you to throw light on this.
Professor Eashvaraiah, you are right. One of the objective of land reform was, one, I said that tenants, abolition of tenancy, admin tenders there. Third objective was to increase the production and productivity, and by that the earning is there. Here we understand that certain limitation in the existing constitution framework also. One state within the framework, it cannot go beyond a format, because all other parts of India, all other parts is there. Some industry is going up, they will shift to Tamil Nadu or Karnataka. Industry will collapse. Landlords, they will go to Karnataka and start cultivation. Because unless uneven development of left movement and progressive movement, to a greater extent it affected, because it's going to affect the economy. And that was, we cannot go beyond unless that land is there. Now, for example, now 500, 600 is the wage. Actually, we wanted to 1,000, 1,100 as a wage of casual laborers. But other, if we, if 500 is made, everybody will go to other, they will leave the cultivation, they go there. Just like here also, productivity increasing. And another problem is that in Kerala, it is a commercial crop, cash crops. And the land is our hills, and most of them are small holders. If paddy land is there, cooperation is relatively easy. Somebody half acre, 1 acre, there's coffee or coconut or binging, and mechanized cultivation in a hill area is not there. Wherever you say a cooperative, it's a big venture is there. That is in a Kerala geographical context, this difficulty is there. And plus the given situation. And attempt was cooperate through cooperative movement. This was mobilized. You see none of the big industrial house you won't see. Tata, Birlas, Mampatalani, nobody is there. Okay. You may not get, can you say any industries worth your knowledge? Nobody from Kerala. Because relatively distribution of this thing has taken place. And relative this thing is there. And that was resulted. And this is compensated by cooperative venture. All villages, everywhere you have cooperative societies, banks are there. And elections are take place. They are democratically organized. That way they are cooperating. Now after 90, I link with this neoliberalism policy in 1990. Their government support was there. Now 91 government is withdrawing. Government withdrawing meant that was affected all.
Kerala also?
Kerala. No, between the central government, state government, division of powers, the major source of income is the central government. And the state government, all that, this thing, that agriculture was a state subject. But indirectly they brought in, some trade was brought in, all anti-agrarian bill was brought in by the central government. Creative the way of. Education was in the state list. How then they came to concurrent list. Concurrent list means practically central government. Indirectly they are bringing and control over the banks, societies, you cannot mobilize. And demonetization adversely affected the cooperative banks movement in Kerala. Because they said they wanted to kill it. Largely mobilization take place cooperatives. And once they come under demonetization, they have to follow the PAN card, this thing, that thing, that's equivalent to this one. They have freedom. As other day I mentioned, cooperative societies, they have a particular this thing is there. Farmers themselves managing. If you are taking a loan, 10,000, if you cannot afford, 3 of us come together, you arrange a loan only for 3 days. You pay back that 10,000. Next day you can take back. So 2 days managing 10,000 not a problem for you. Medical also there are 2 important cooperative ventures there. Kannur Medical College. Earlier M.V. Raghavan, who was with the CPM, and later on he went into other part. He was head of. The medical college was started in Kannur, that is in the Pariyaram, Kannur district. Another cooperative college was started in Ernakulam. Cooperative college is a big thing. That was cooperative, they started and successfully being. Now both of them are, because of this crisis, government has taken over. Kannur Medical College, Pariyaram Medical College and cooperative college in there. with this restriction cooperation, this thing is very difficult for one. The same government did not allow. And Kerala is the only state, no private universities allowed this time. Can you mention any other state in India where no private universities? Still we are resisting, but we don't know how long we are going to. No private university. Still we are guarding that. Medical colleges, strict regulations are there to cooperate better. But this is a stumbling block. Central government policies, these policies, but still mobilization. There is a Brahmagiri Development Society, a mention was made. It's a cooperative venture of farmers. Farmers, they mobilize big funds and matching grant they can make to financial institutions. Banks have a lot of money. The guarantee should be there. So for 10 lakh rupees mobilized, bank is ready to give 50 lakh. So that sort of successful ventures are there, but it's not limited. That way we are fighting back. And fight is going, and that is why one of the reasons they wanted to humble this state government. All sorts of so. And probably Rajender can say that. Central government was settled. You can make only this much loan only. Central government can take any non-limitation, and they can print notes also, but they only limit that. And with the GST, the state cannot impose any tax. Central government they impose this thing. That way, controlling financially. That's going to. But we are swimming against the stream movement. But I think because people support, we are after the KIFI program. Parallel budget we are fighting back. I think we succeed. With the people support, this thing is there, and people are not divided on communal grounds. So progress development, they will come together, and that's a hope that Kerala can continue being. Even after all these troubles, all indicators social economic independence, still Kerala is at top. Till the wealth in Kerala compared to Maharashtra, Gujarat, even Andhra, or Telangana, wealth is much less in Kerala. But development, people, just want to the people still there. With this low income, this is criterion, and it's a continuous fight. I think that Kerala will continue to be a model for others. People are taken to conference, they show. And that is why for the first time, left government, Pinarayi government, Norway, they start one tenure left government will come. Then the UDF government, 2016, 2011, first government. Immediately a government was there. And that too, despite that you mentioned about the Sabarimala movement, mobilizing this thing, and that time immediately after all Lok Sabha seats had gone to them. And they expected. And more than that, Rahul Gandhi will be the Prime Minister from Kerala. So that also. So we are going to have, my constituency, Wayanad, is representing Wayanad. All of them voted. So we are going to have a Prime Minister. And that will flourish. And many only 10% shifted. That was a big difference. But the things are changed. So the Sabarimala, other affected people said from their movement, they said that when this pandemic started, or Oki movement, flood was there, this LDF government was with them. All of them are given kids. They are taken care of. So that people had big
Corona affected very badly.
Corona, but no single person was not affected. Nobody was died on account of shortage of hospital. On account of oxygen cylinder, nobody was died. Everybody was given free treatment. On the other,
Professor Jose, see now we have seen how, in fact, Kerala leads in development, particularly social development, social equality, and of course, there are, as Professor Jose has said, it's also true that not many industries are there, not many industries are there in Kerala, but that's a different thing. In fact, see, agro industry, plantation, coconuts, things, Kerala leads. See, only it is not that, at this moment I am telling, but some development of Telangana, particularly human development of women, can be seen in terms of Kerala women going anywhere, to any state.
any nurses or any other job, doesn't matter.
Doing any other job. Women are so progressive that their would-be husbands are not educated also, they will marry and they will take care of the husbands. And one surprising thing I will bring to the viewers, see, some 30 years back, 35 years back, I was lecturer in Bhavan Christian College. So that time when Jagan Mohan Reddy, who came up, became Vice Chancellor after Telangana movement, So it was very strict that examinations should be conducted very strictly in all the colleges under Osmania. So from our Bhavan's Missions College, they sent me in a group to visit and check the what is that, examinations. Fraud would not be there. So I found that there is in Jammukunta College, there was one woman from Kerala working as lecturer, and maybe that too alone. So that is the human development. In fact, that makes Kerala a leading state. So people have to learn from Kerala. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Eashvaraiah. So I think that our talk was useful.
Yeah.
It can be the model for many other states. Kerala is trying other type of industries, like IT industries, where investment is less, for the environment, and that will carry service industries. That will carry it forward, and that will more implement. That also Kerala is going to have a model now. How you can acquire that. So that's agro processing industries. Instead of selling raw coconut, you process it. While you will be added, then they will be sell it. By that, part of that will go to the farmers. Part of the society will benefit, and money will circulate there. Instead of earlier, all things they used to export to Bombay.
Okay.
All processing will take place. Money circulate in Bombay or big cities. They are, even if money is circulating, that's a great thing.
Yeah.
Every chai wala, independent, that soap wala, everybody will get, auto rickshaw wala will get it. That money, society will get benefit. That sort of thing we are giving. And now attention is on higher education.
Yeah.
Higher education, school education, now quality education, now this is higher education. All the special industries. Now 2 universities got A++. Trivandrum University, earlier it was B+, this thing. With a continuous process, quality improvement, that is coming. And that is why the Kerala government is playing a role. Now even the progressive people, committed people are brought the Vice Chancellor. The Vice Chancellor, their commitment. They may have a left progressive, but they are committed. But the Kerala government is saying such a way that all people with the reactionary right background, they will be installed. Once Vice Chancellor is there, the quality of the government, he wants to block. Otherwise, Kerala will become a model. Always there, Gujarat is above. Gujarat, what sort of the model? So that's a challenge political for them. This educational system, others should be destroyed there. Otherwise, they cannot. Ideological challenge is coming from this one. Ideological challenges. The Congress, anyway, Congress, any other party, they can buy tomorrow. That is not an ideological change. This coming this thing. But this ideological change continuously challenges there, and that battle is going on. I think once people are taken into confidence, they are given, this fight will continue, and we have all hope for the people. People also become successful. People are always successful. That history shows. Ultimately, 6 hours setback.
Please subscribe the channel and give your valuable comments and like it and share it to your friends. Thank you, friends.